I was the second graduating class of Manatee Bay. I was here when the school was founded. It was much different back then. Believe it or not, I also used to fit in this shirt right here. The school was definitely different 9 years ago. And I just look back at you and I realized how much I miss being in elementary school. 9 years ago, I used to sit right there. I remember it's like right that spot. So you have the lucky seat, my friend. You're going to a great place. And I look back and I was so excited, eager, and ready to go to middle school. I mean, life is going to be amazing now. All of you guys, you don't have to wear a uniform anymore. You get to be an individual, right? You don't have to be in line. You get to just walk to class wherever you want. As long as you get on time, you're golden. I mean, you have to do homework and stuff. But other than that, you get to sit wherever you want at lunch, talk to whoever you want. It's amazing. You have so much freedom. And then right after, you go to high school. Those 3 years go by real fast. I went to Falcon Code. And now in high school, I went to Cypress Bay. Those 4 years go even quicker. And then go to college. I made the mistake of going as far as possible away from my parents. I thought that's what I wanted until I chose Boston Bentley University and I got sick. I never wanted my mom that much my entire life because I didn't know what medicine to take. I'd never seen snow in my life, and I guess when I get sick, also snow tends to fall in Boston every single day, and I was just so cold, and I wanted my mom to make me hot cocoa and chicken noodle soup. Trust me, no matter what, I don't know why she still keeps this shirt. I think it's a mom thing, because they just love that much. They keep arts and crafts. I don't know why. Dads are shaking their head. They have no idea why. Moms do that. And no matter what, let me tell you, moms will agree. I'm 20 years old, and no matter what, I'll always be your little baby, and I think you guys will too. You're just going to have to deal with it, all right, guys? So, I guess what I'm trying to say here is, I look in every one of your eyes, and I realize how much I miss being in elementary school. Don't be so eager to grow up. I mean, do you guys have specials like science and PE and stuff? Yeah? You have arts, you have music. How much I miss that. We made volcanoes and science, and I think I played the flute or clarinet. I haven't touched that thing in years, but trust me, it's the best years of your life. And I mean, the best 15 minutes of the day, recess. I would come home, my mom would ask, well, what did you learn from school? And I was like, oh, we did something with math. I guess we learned something about history, but recess was amazing. We played tag, and like boys catch girls, girls catch boys, and it was like a whole huge war. It was the best moments of my life. Those 15 minutes felt like 15 hours. And I'd go back. I would give anything to go back, really. And I look at you guys also and realize how lucky you guys are. Just like she said before, this school's amazing. You guys go to one of the top schools in Broward County, a beautiful city, much warmer than Boston, year-round, and we haven't had any hurricanes, so knock on wood, because that's amazing. And then you live in the best state and the best country where freedom is a given right, guys. That's really amazing. Not to mention all the hard-working parents and faculty members in this room that really work hard to put this all together. They deserve a round of applause as well. And time flies by so much faster than you think. And if you don't believe me, you can ask your dads, because many of them are already losing their hair by now. And they would give anything to have a full head of hair like mine. So, there you go. So yeah, on that note, I'm going to give you 5 pieces of advice. 5 that I wish someone told me when I was sitting in your seat right there. Yes, no, I'm looking at you, yeah. 1, this one's actually for the parents, to begin with. Be as close as you can to your kids, but let them breathe. Now what do I mean by that? What I mean is, be with them and make sure they're hanging out with the right people, but let them choose their friends. Make sure you're checking their homework, helping them on their projects, guiding them on their assignments, but don't do it for them. Because I tricked my mom to doing a lot of projects for me, and it comes back to biting you. You gotta give them room to grow. And sometimes it's okay to let them fall, as long as you're right there next to them to pick them up. Because it's just as important to learn to lose as it is to win. Number 2, second piece of advice, now it's for you guys. Don't lose touch and keep talking to your 5th grade teachers, guys. I still keep in touch. Is Miss Wolk here? There she is, yeah. I still talk to her, and she's still my favorite teacher till this day, and I've had hundreds by now in college. So keep in touch, because it's not easy for them to lose touch. And they're with you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and if you're In trouble a lot, I guess they hang out with you Saturdays too. So it's important that you guys don't just let go of them because you're their little babies too, and they spend a lot of time being close to you. Don't let go yet. Keep in touch. Send them emails, a picture. I guess now you guys Snapchat and selfies or whatnot. So do that. They like that. They take care of you. Step number 3. This one's really important. This is where I have regrets, and I wish really someone told me. Don't let fear get in the way of anything you guys want to accomplish. Don't be afraid to raise your hand in class to try out for that team. You know, I was that kid that was afraid to raise my hand in class and ask questions because I thought I would look silly. And that was just ridiculous because I ended up getting the answer wrong on the test. I was also afraid to try out for my middle school soccer team. Don't be afraid. If you guys want to do something in middle school, go do it. Don't let fear get in your way. Actually, I did try out for my middle school soccer team, and I quit because I thought I wasn't good enough. Before I had the chance to get fired by my coach, I fired myself just because I was afraid. So don't do that to yourself, guys. Fear isn't real, and you shouldn't let it get in between you and your goals. You're never truly who you are if you're afraid. Sometimes it's important, like if you're running away from a tiger or cheetah, yeah, you gotta be afraid. Don't just stand there and be, I'm not afraid, because you should definitely be afraid. But other than that, guys, don't be afraid. 4th piece of advice. This is for the parents too, because sometimes we all forget. Look deep. I encourage all of you guys to look deep, deep within all of yourselves and ask, who do you want to be? Not what, who. There's a difference. Do you want to be that person that's courageous, that takes care of others, that helps others, that stands for the rights and views of others, that's a leader, always courageous, never afraid? Or do you want to be a coward who doesn't do much, that is always afraid, that always gives up? You know, how many of you know what you want to be when you grow up? Raise your hand. Oh, that's a lot of hands. But some of you, let me tell you right now, half of you are going to change your mind. And then some of you who don't raise your hand, it's okay. It's okay to not know what you want to be when you grow up, because I, to this day, and I'm 20, and I don't even know what I want to be when I grow up. And some of your parents don't even know what they want to be when they grow up yet either. So on that note, by the way, I'm a corporate finance and accounting major, and I'm looking for an internship here. So if your parents are hiring, I'm still trying to find my way, and no, that wasn't a joke. So yeah, back to, see what I did there? That was number 3. I wasn't afraid. I just went for it, you know what I mean? And good things happen in life when you just go for things. That was number 4. Figure out who you are. And it doesn't matter if you don't know what you want to be when you grow up. I brought that up because as long as you know who you are, all of you, if you know who you are, what you stand for, what you believe in, it doesn't matter what your career is, it doesn't matter what path you are, you will always be on the right track because you know who you are. And you can't get it wrong. Sometimes if you're lost, just remember who you are. You'll remember your path. Number 5, don't give up. I know everyone says don't give up, but really, don't give up. Every time you have a goal or dream and you fall down, just make sure you fall down flat on your back. Because as long as you're on your back, your head is facing forward, and that's the only direction you can go if you give up. I got a quick story to tell you guys. There was this kid. He was in class, and by 7 years old, he couldn't speak well. He couldn't read, he couldn't write. And then when he got to your age, he wasn't collaborating with the students. He wasn't talking well. I mean, the teacher came up to his parents and said, sorry, the kid's got to go because he is dumb. He's not smart enough. He's not fitting in. And the parents were like, wow, what are we going to do with this kid? He's not doing well in class. I guess we got to put him to work. So at your age, he was working. Guess what happened when he started working? He got fired. 3 days later, he got a new job. He got fired. His parents put him to work all the way up until 21 years old. All this kid knew was failure. And he kept failing, and failing. But he didn't give up. He just kept doing what he knew he had to do. Until one day, he did what I told you to do. Number 4 is found out who he really was. And he did that. And he found out his dream. And so he worked in day and day out, day, night. Anyways, so he started working really hard until he finally kept going. But guess what happened when he found his passion? He failed again. So he kept trying and failed and failed and failed and failed. And he got up, he failed again, all the way to 1,093 times. So he found out what he wanted, and 1,093 times it took him to succeed. But when was the last time you guys tried 10 times before you failed? I can't say I tried 5 things. I mean, it's an accomplishment if you could get me to wake up before 12 p.m. So don't give up, because when this kid grew up to 21 years old and he tried and worked so hard to burn the midnight oil, just so he wouldn't waste midnight hours figuring out what if. He succeeded. And everyone look up. Everyone. You see what these are called? Lights. Thomas Edison invented the light bulb on the 1,093rd try. Yeah. That's amazing if you ask me. That's amazing. What I'm trying to say here is it doesn't matter if you guys aren't good enough. It doesn't matter if you start off weak. It doesn't matter if you fall off midway. All that matters is how strong you guys finish. And if you stick through it, pass 1,000 times, 2 billion, it doesn't matter. As long as you stick with it, you have the potential to change the entire world, just like Thomas Edison did. You know, I want to see if you guys realize what happens when you fall down. What happens when you fall down again? And you guys can do louder than that. What happens if you fall down a third time? 100 times? It doesn't matter how many times you fall down. As long as if your back is on the ground, you get right back up. That's all that matters. Because, as I said, it's only important if you finish strong. In class of 2014, today,